It's not enough to just communicate with customers. How, where, and when you communicate provides the opportunity to build a connection with a customer, which drives loyalty, lifetime value, and more. Welcome to One Amazing Thing About Acoustic. Today we're talking with Michael Taylor, or MT, Chief Customer Officer at Acoustic, and he's going to be sharing one amazing thing about their platform with us today. MT, welcome to the show.
Hey, Greg, thanks for having me. Happy to be
Yeah,
here.
absolutely. Yeah, looking forward to taking a look at this in a second. Before we do that, though, why don't you give us a little background on yourself and your role at Acoustic?
Sure. Yeah, like you mentioned, I'm the Chief Customer Officer at Acoustic, which means I have customer success, customer services, and customer support organizations that I'm responsible for. I would be remiss if I didn't say this. My whole team would hate me if I didn't give our mission statement is to earn our customers' business with each and every interaction, and that's what we're all about. And I've been in MarTech for 25 years, from the data side to the services side and even the product side, coming here to Acoustic 5 years ago. So it's been quite a journey as the industry has evolved.
Yeah. A few things have changed. I've put in a similar tenure, and so yeah, it's a couple things have happened over the years.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
So I know, we only have time to look at one feature of the product today. Why don't you start with, why did you choose this feature and who's the audience and why is it important to them?
Yeah, that's great. I mean, just one amazing thing about the product that we're going to look at, or we're going to talk about, Acoustic Connect, is really about customer engagement and it's understanding customer engagement, because you nailed it right at the beginning. Like who, what, when, and where we're communicating with customers. These brands have very limited time to capture someone's attention, right? It's so fragmented. So you've got to make it count. And that's what we're trying to do with Acoustic Connect. So I want to walk through like the major concept behind Acoustic Connect. And since marketing is a space of use cases, we're going to take a look at one really important use case that really shows off the one amazing thing about Acoustic Connect.
Love it. Well, yeah, why don't you share your screen and let's take a look?
Yeah, let's do this.
All right.
All right, there we are. Okay, so for our one amazing thing, I like to walk through a real world example. Those are always the best. How marketers are using Acoustic Connect to understand and act on customer behaviors, more specifically their intent across the digital properties that drive better in customer engagement. You're going to hear me talk about engagement the whole time. So if you get sick of me saying it, just just interject and say we get it. So let's start with the challenge marketers are facing. That's really who this is for, the marketers. Even with a great creative and the best intention, marketing messages still miss the mark, right? People ignore emails, they bounce from landing pages, or they just don't engage. I mean, my inbox and text messages, especially lately, are full of well intentioned yet impersonal, ineffective marketing efforts. I'm sure yours is too, right? It's just relentless. And too often, this is because marketers they don't see the full story. Right? They're creating and optimizing those campaigns without understanding why customers take certain actions or don't take certain actions across their digital channels. But here's the problem: you can't engage without understanding engagement. And I know that sounds like me using the word to define the word, but it's really poignant. You can't engage without understanding engagement. And most tools don't give marketers a way to quickly understand and act on those nuanced behaviors, like browsing categories or abandoning carts or revisiting product pages. And then you know this, there's a ton of exhaust that comes from customer interactions that's actionable. It's just you don't see it, you don't capture it, you don't use it. And to make things worse, after growing up in MarTech, we've all seen this. Many marketers rely on disjointed tech stacks. You can have the
Right.
customer data one area, the insights are in another tool, and then to make things worse, the campaign execution is in another platform altogether. And so this has plagued the industry for as long as MarTech has been around. And with this fragmentation, how marketers see what's really happening and how to optimize the journey in real time, I mean, it's a problem. And if you think about it, fragmentation breeds fragmentation, and that's what we see. And then you end up with messages that totally miss the moment. They're in your inbox, they go straight to the trash. And the brand has missed that limited time they have to engage with you. So you need to be able to marry the insight and the action to create that connected customer experience. And that's what we're providing with Acoustic Connect. So a lot of platforms, you've seen this too, probably. I've seen it certainly in my career that there's a promise of personalized experience. And platforms are pretty good at personalizing experience, right? I mean, everybody has to have some sort of personalization. But what makes Connect different is how easy it is to understand those behaviors and the signals that are emitted and act on those from a single solution. And that was our goal. No fragmentation, right? Everything you need is right there. So you're not limited to the things that we were traditionally limited to: past purchases, static traits. You're personalizing based on live behavioral data. You're doing something on the website, you're seeing that signal, you're sending a message that's appropriate for that moment. And this is like with all things that you can do, like from clicks and scrolls to shopping patterns and preferences, all those things that they do on your websites and your apps, and using that to make those real-time decisions. And it just wouldn't be 2025 if we didn't talk about AI, right? So we have
Of course.
predictive AI models, such as something we call in market. Now, this one's really cool. In market, we have our algorithm like looks at all of these different signals to gauge your in market interest and your intent to purchase. And that's really powerful when you think of all the signals you have. We can roll that up into an attribute that says, this person's in market. Great. Let's go look at the signals we've gotten from them that show that we're in market. And now let's take the opportunity to make the connection. And you can use this not to just act in the moment, right? Real time is everything, but you can use that to orchestrate future opportunities for engagements and purchases. I mean, if you think about the full customer journey that you want to orchestrate, you can use this to also drive those future engagements as well. I mean, it's really visibility and usability all in one place. Sounds cool, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So let's put it all together and look at one scenario. Meet Kelly. It's vacation season and summer is here. Kelly's looking to stay at a luxury hotel for an upcoming vacation. I love this example, especially this time of year.
Right.
Kelly comes in. She's not a known customer, right? Prospect, just kind of looking at her options, but she's taken the following actions on the hotel brand's website. She viewed a location, property page. She checked availability for her dates. Maybe she even signed up for price alerts with her email address. So each of those are behaviors that demonstrate some sort of end market interest. By understanding not just who she is, demographic data aside, but what behaviors and interests that she's demonstrated, the hotel brand now turns that browsing into a secured booking. So now back to the marketer. As a marketer, you would use Connect's drag and drop interface to create that dynamic journey that I just talked about to respond to Kelly's behaviors. And remember, this one amazing thing is creating the right engagement based on Kelly's own engagement behaviors and patterns and just the way she's interacting. So before Kelly books, perhaps you build an email, right, with recommendations based on what she viewed. This is a pretty typical use case. You could send her customer reviews of the property she was looking at, to kind of build some trust. Or you could send her a limited time offer to encourage that conversion. And then once Kelly's booked, right, then you can follow up with all kinds of, messages that are targeted for real-time updates on her reservation ahead of her stay. Like, this is really good. I love this. Like, when I'm going somewhere, if the brand will send me, hey, you might be interested in this offer.
Right.
Maybe it's an excursion or something. Those are meaningful to me because the brand understands where I'm going, what I'm doing, what my interests are. And that really resonates. So fast forward. Kelly's now getting ready for her stay, and you want her to become a repeat customer. It's time to coordinate the next steps in her journey. She might receive an email to sign up for the loyalty program or get a text update about her stay and a reminder to sign up for the loyalty program. Maybe she'll get a free welcome gift. Or I got this one recently. Maybe offer a discounted spa treatment to sweeten the offer because she looked at on-site spa services, right? And this is really cool. You know how a lot of times when you put something, you're on a website and you can configure it, just to see what it would cost or what it would look like or what the itinerary would be. Like if we could capture that someone is actually taking a look at that stuff and configuring things, it makes the conversation more meaningful because you're talking about what she's interested in.
Yeah.
So now you're not guessing what Kelly might want, right? You're giving her the right message on the right channel at the right time, which is exactly what you're talking about at the beginning of the show. And that's based on behavior she's demonstrated. I didn't guess about that. Kelly told us. So what's the result? So now we've created positive, personalized experience before, during, and after the purchase. Your brand is building a long-term relationship, not just a one-time travel purchase, right? We want brand advocacy. We want the long term. And because the message matches the moment, it's more likely to be open, clicked, and acted upon, unlike most of the emails in my inbox. And that means higher conversion rates, better marketing ROI, all the thing that marketers care about. Most importantly to the customer, it's a better experience for them, one that feels personalized, one that, is not generic. And that's how you build brand advocacy, right? That's the prize. That's what marketers want. And then hopefully Kelly goes on all her socials and tells the world how great her vacation was at that particular property. Next thing you know, new prospects in Kelly's network show up on the hotel website and begin their own journey, just like Kelly, and their interactions with the brand are meaningful and personalized to them. And so we know brands aren't just competing for customer attention with others in their industry, right? They're competing with every brand that's online. And I think I've said this multiple times already today. People only have so much time in a day. So you want to take advantage of that limited attention that you get to make those interactions meaningful. And if I look ahead at where I think the marketing's going and what we are betting on is marketing's next chapter is the three P's. Right? It's persistent, it's personalized, and it's predictive. So you're moving from those broad campaigns to behavior-based engagements, like over time with these consumers. And you create those experiences that customers love and return to again and again. I know I do. I have my certain brands. I love to build loyalty points wherever with those brands that have the best experiences. And I think everyone does that. Naturally, you want to be where you feel like you're getting that right engagement and you're getting what you pay for and you're getting the experience you want. So Acoustic Connect is already meeting those needs for our B2C customers. It's solving the problem that we started with. You can't engage without understanding engagement.
Yeah.
And that's our one amazing thing.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, and I mean to that point, I mean that phrase is deceptively simple as far as, not being able to because, I think there are a lot of brands that are chasing engagement, but when you're looking at, okay, can we get someone to click on something versus can we offer them something that that they value and that we know they value because we've collected the signals for it and we know it's going to turn into a lifetime they're going to turn into a lifetime loyal customer because of that. That's a very different thing than just chasing clicks or shares or, some of those things that look like engagement but are,
Right.
don't really translate into anything. So yeah, I think it's a powerful, again, it's deceptively simple in what you're saying, but there's a lot to it.
Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely a lot to it. And I mean, you're spot on. And you think about there's been a lot of time in this industry where you really can only capture intent after they've made a purchase, right? Like once it's in the cart and they make the purchase, you purchase, you can attribute that to whatever campaign you want. But even then it wasn't direct attribution, right? It's always, some step to get there. But if I know what's happening before they make that purchase, I got a better chance in engaging and pushing them towards that purchase because we know they're already looking at it.
Yeah. Yeah. Love it. Well, MT, thanks so much for joining today and talking with us. For those that are interested and want to learn a little bit more, what's the next best steps they should take?
Yeah, thanks, Greg. This has been fantastic. You can go to acoustic.com and click on all the information you want for Connect. It's all out there. If you want a demo, we can get you a demo. Happy to show it off to the world.
Wonderful. Again, I'd like to thank Michael Taylor, Chief Customer Officer at Acoustic, for joining the show. You can learn more about Michael and Acoustic by following the links in the show notes.